Hello there, Sully here, the retired tanker yanker, with my life after trucking. The subject of this video is probably going to be a controversial one. Hey, that's better. Turn my desk light on. As you know by now, I am the retired tanker yanker. And why am I retired? Because of my back, chronic back pain. I suffer from degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, and arthritis, and I am in constant pain. Now, I've tried many remedies for this pain. I've tried epidural injections, I've tried physical therapy, I've tried oral medications, including opiates, muscle relaxants, antidepressants, limited success to no success with those methods. But there is one thing that has helped me. If nothing else, it'll help me to sleep. But it does relieve my pain. And the thing is, it is also the reason why I am the retired tanker yanker, because using this particular medication, I cannot get a hazmat endorsement. I cannot get a TWIC card. And I'll never pass a drug screen because of the very parochial federal laws regarding cannabis. This is medical marijuana. If I can get it open. Smells good too. This is what helps me get through some days when the pain is so unbearable I just can't take it. And today just happens to be one of those days. Now, medical marijuana is legal in many states, including my home state of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is also considering legalization of recreational marijuana. I know New Jersey is very close to allowing recreational marijuana. But marijuana on the federal level is still considered a Schedule I narcotic, which makes zero sense to me because marijuana, A, is not addictive, B, no one's ever died from an overdose of marijuana, and C, it is a source of revenue for states that legalize. I'm hoping that someday our federal government drops marijuana from Schedule I, and that there are people who benefit from medical marijuana. Now, my niece is a physical therapist, and she works with a lot of senior citizens, and they have been prescribed medical marijuana. And it helps them get through their day. There are, I think, something like 21 qualifying conditions in Pennsylvania that allow you to get medical marijuana. The leading one is chronic pain. It also is good for people with glaucoma, people with cancer who are going through chemotherapy, people who have AIDS. It helps with people with certain mental health issues. But medical cannabis has been a godsend to me. Now, like anybody who came of age in the 70s, I used to smoke reefer with my friends and just to get high. And I think the last time I ever used it on a recreational basis was in the 80s. By allowing legal production of marijuana, the quality control will see to it that it is of good medical standard for people who want to use it recreationally. It will be good stuff. It's not the question of going on the street and buy it. Now, I am prescribed medical marijuana, therefore, as a medicine, when I buy it at my dispensary, it's not taxed. If and when Pennsylvania does legalize recreational marijuana, I will continue to buy it at the dispensary for two reasons. Reason one, I get a senior discount, 10%. 3.5 grams of it's called Chaos Kush, 23.3% THC. So you do get a wicked buzz off of this stuff. But also, it's not taxed. And this particular product is grown in and processed in, I think, Mercer County, Pennsylvania. So it is bringing revenue to my state. It is helping me medically. And because it is a prescribed medicine, the stigma of using medical marijuana is not there. Now, I've spoken to some friends, especially some people who are older than me, about recreational legalization in Pennsylvania, and I hear the same old thing. Well, it leads to harder drugs. That was a bogus survey that was done years ago when they took heroin addicts and said, what was the first drug you used? And they said marijuana. Oh, therefore marijuana is a gateway drug. And even back then I questioned that. I said, what conclusion do you have that using marijuana leads to heroin? Why don't you ask these people if they ate Milky Way bars or dunked Oreo cookies in milk and ate them? Because they will all say yes to that. Okay, so therefore Milky Way bars and dunking Oreos in milk and eating them will lead to heroin addiction. A happened, then B happened, therefore A caused B. Well, as we know, that is pure, pardon my French, pure bullshit. Marijuana is not a gateway drug. Yes, I've known people who were addicted to opiates, and they didn't blame it on marijuana. They blamed it on a weakness of spirit. A lot of people got hooked on opiates because they were prescribed Percocet for pain, and when their doctor cut them off, they had to go on the streets and buy heroin. So anyway, if you suffer from chronic pain and you're a truck driver, you're going to have to give up your career if you want to take advantage of medical marijuana. It is what it is. I would like to see the day when you don't have to give up your career simply because of the medication you take. Yeah, there are other medications that you should not take and then drive an 18-wheeler. Percocet comes to mind. Prednisone comes to mind. But how many guys are going down the road back in the day? They used to talk about having a pocket full of rockets. Amphetamine. I mean, if you were out of hours, your dispatcher would just throw you another logbook and a bottle full of amphetamines and say, hit the road. That's why there's such a tight control on hours of service these days. Because that's why these drivers were popping amphetamines, running on 3 logbooks, running nonstop from New York to LA, and getting in accidents. So I can understand why they want to have drug testing, but I can't imagine why somebody who wants to get high on their day off should be disqualified from driving. And I can't understand why somebody who needs medicine should be disqualified because of that medicine, because of the parochial attitude of our federal government towards marijuana. So it's a tough decision you have to make. But if your back is as screwed up as mine is, you're going to be in so much pain that driving is going to be an impossibility. You're going to be in such pain that your mind isn't on it. So even if you're not taking medication, the pain is preventing you from operating safely. And we do have a scheme in this country where if you become disabled because of a medical condition, you're eligible to receive Social Security benefits like I do. Now, in order to get prescribed medical marijuana, first of all, your doctor has to determine that you have one of the qualifying conditions. They then have to send you to a certified, state-certified physician who can prescribe medical marijuana. Now, in some cases, there are doctors who are general practice physicians who are also certified. The process involves you going online and registering with the state website, and they give you a number. You take that number to the doctor. And your insurance doesn't cover this. Your insurance also doesn't cover the prescription. So you're going to be paying for this out of your own pocket. The trip to the doctor could cost you up to $300. But the doctor takes that number, evaluates you, decides if you are a patient who would benefit from medical marijuana. He registers you online. Then when you go home, you go back online, go back to the website, and enter. He'll give you another 6-digit number. Here in Pennsylvania, that's how it works. And you will register that number. You'll pay, in my case, it was $50 for a medical marijuana card. And then they send it to you. And then you can go to a dispensary. And here in Pennsylvania, I don't know how it works. At the dispensary I use, you can't even get in the front door without the card. There's a guard standing there, and they look at your card, they look at your driver's license, and then they enter you into the computer, and if it comes up, yes, this is a certified patient, and since the card has your picture on it, they can verify that it's you, and your driver's license acts as a backup ID so that they can verify. Now, curiously, here in Pennsylvania, they use your driver's license photo on your medical marijuana card. You then go into the dispensary and you speak to a pharmacist, and they will evaluate what you need. And there are various forms. There are tinctures, there are edibles, there are resins, and there's dry leaf. Now, I originally used resin, and you vape that. And while that helped, it was very harsh. I couldn't take it. I was going to a coughing fit. So I switched to dry leaf, and it was much easier to smoke the dry leaf marijuana than it was to vape the resin. And it gives me relief. It helps me out. This is strong stuff, so you don't need a lot. So a 3.5 gram container lasts me a while. I don't use it every day. I only use it when I absolutely positively have to. And on a damn cold day like today, I absolutely positively have to. So when I conclude this video, I'm probably going to go take a hit, and I will probably be in no shape to do this for a while, but at least maybe I'll get some rest, get some relief from this pain. So think long and hard. I mean, if you're in that much pain, your career's over anyway as a driver. You have nothing to lose except that pain. Medical cannabis is a godsend. And if you are in chronic pain, it will help you. This is Sully, the retired tanker yanker, saying safe and happy travels.